points. When you have that, you really are put into a position where you have to be buying in this area, be selling right here, and you leave everything else alone. And that's where we find ourselves today. So came in this morning basically with a 44.49 sell and a 36.31 buy, and that's pretty much the market. This is a 5-minute chart. We'll be looking, we're playing with those for a bit, slowing things down. And V top, V bottom, no V top right there, and S gave you a little bit. Almost a Nancy's tweezer. A retest failure, but I mean, it's just very, very difficult. You know, 0.2 is all you're going to get on these trades. So very, very difficult trading. We came in this morning, really, our focus was on the 50-lot trader. Without 50-lot selling, the market was not going to break. So we know, again, that the Fed is supporting the market. So not a lot going on. Martin will put up the 10-year. F4 screen in a bit. So what for tomorrow? If we don't break this 20-30 area, we've had a one-day pause or sell-off. The bottom of the trading range has been tested. They got stops below that period low. So if we can't break it overnight, trading range with an upward bias, the attractors at 2095, 2097. As long as it's 30 holes. We don't know how long it's going to take to get there. We just know that without a change in news, so we're gonna get there. So looking at our F2 screen, pretty square distribution. Leaning B in the congestion area. You can see that we got more volume in the congestion area there than we do above it. So what's our sell point? 45 to 50. 54, 59. No news to speak of tomorrow. On the buy side, 31 to 36. 21, 26. And without any news tomorrow, good chance we trade sideways. A little higher, a little lower, but not much different than today. Okay, Martin, we'll probably go back and we'll do the F4 screen after I finish the write-up on all of them. And that way we can have as much time to play with that screen as you like. Higher low, higher high. The treasuries are trading up. Fed's not going to raise interest rates anytime soon, and the economic news says the world's economy, including the United States, is contracting. The Atlanta Fed, whose model is really spot on, forecast a GDP for the first quarter of up a 0.4. That was down from up to 0.6 on the previous one. So right here we're dealing with a P. You can see most of the volumes in the top half of the distribution. If we put that in, even becomes more so. So same trade we had this morning. 31s to 03s. 7s to 11s. On the buy side, 21 to 25, pretty much where we were. 113 to 17. Looking at the 30-year. Similar situation. So resistance Number one sell zone. Number one resistance is selling failure to take out 16 to 20. Pick that up in the morning. To Globex and 27 to 31 for sell 2. And if the E-mini sells or crashes this afternoon, we just don't want any part of the short side of the market. 29 to 01, buy 1. And 21.25, buy 2. That should work for Globex. No news for the U.S. tomorrow. The major news out of Europe with their service indexes and the rest of it probably holds. I don't think there's any major news scheduled out of Europe overnight. Gold came back today and rallied, but didn't blow the roof off either. So I've got a trading range. Basically want to see 40s to 45s and buy 15s to 20s. And I don't think that'll change much given the lack of news overnight. Definitely have a B on this. Favors the sell side, so we can be a little more aggressive in London on the sell side. 34, 36, sell 1. Sell 2, 40, 42. And on the buy side, 25, 27. 20 to 22. Okay, crude oil did not break. I don't know what the dynamic is at 2:30 yet. If it's ETF evening up, if the market's lower and they go delta neutral, they have to. They can sell some. If it's higher, they have to buy some. But that didn't appear to be the case today. It rallied pretty handily on the 2:30 deal. So we haven't figured out exactly what drives that. Lower high, lower low. Looking for a place to sell it. Still. Looking at F2. Had that short covering or new buying that came in. So right there's our break in the market. 36, 36 and a quarter. So a little higher in London maybe. Short covering. Sell 1, 36, 36 and a quarter. Sell 2, 36.50, 75. On the buy side, 25 to 35.50, buy 1. 34.75, 35, buy 2. And last but not least, the euro. And for those of you that can trade Greenwich Mean Time, Universal Time as they call it now, Z Time if you're in the military. Lower high, lower low. Market's got an upward bias right now. I do like the short side better, especially at that 1425 area. Here's our late rally here as we came off the lows. So pretty good selling 25 to 35. So we'll just leave ourselves on where it has been. We'll make it 20 to 30. Then 45 to 55. Sell 2. A fairly tight trading range right here. Last rotate down stopped at 65, so we'll make 65, 75 buy one, and 40 to 50 buy two. Like the short side better. That's it for April 5th, 2016. I will see you bright and early in the morning. Martin, hang on. We'll go take a look at the F4 list for you on the 10-year.